Hi, and welcome to Chubs Gone Wild. Episode number, can you guess? Do you know?
Don't care.
Oh, it's your show too, bitch. It's episode 432.
1.
Contact. Oh, it is February 21st, 2022, the day in which the universe graced us with the amazing Michael Sage. Happy birthday, Michael Sage. It's currently 61 degrees and partly cloudy outside the Chubs Gone Wild remote studios, where it is 252 days till Halloween, 37 days until Christmas. Wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. It's probably 337 days. No, that can't be right either. I don't know. We'll fix that and figure it out. It is also 24 days, just 24 days until we put on our green and celebrate the amazing day of the Irish, who in Ireland say, what now? Anyway, it is also 306 days until Christmas. So there we go. Got to fix that. Got to know what we're doing because we got to get our shopping on. Speaking of, I already bought 2 birthday presents for Nephi. Can you believe it? His birthday is April 17th. I've already got 2 birthday presents for him. Now, they were bought at the grocery outlet, so...
Fine gifts. You know he listens to this, right?
What? When? Oh, yeah, I guess so. Anyway, so yes, grocery outlet's a fun place to shop. And I'm not even joking. It's kind of interesting. I was taken there over the weekend and said, oh, it's so amazing. And I looked at things and I'm like, oh my God, that expired yesterday. But then there was some stuff that was just, kind of fun. Yeah. I got this Reese's, like, it's not yogurt, but it's like, it's not pudding, but it's like something like pudding, it's like in a thing like that big. Have you seen it?
I'm frightened. I don't know what you're talking about. But
it's literally like chocolate and then a peanut butter thing on the bottom, but it's like it's thicker than pudding, but it's like a dessert thing, and it's really good, and it's really dangerous because you can just like slam those things, and it's just so full of sugar. Anyway, hi, Patreon offers folks a way to support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, videos, books, and more. And we want to thank our current patrons: Clint Nephi, Nick, DJ Star Sage from Univaz, Eric, Sean, Brother Sinatus, Phoenix Dave, and Moose P. Please visit patreon.com/MattBurlingame and consider becoming a patron for as little as $1 a month. Guess what happened this day in history?
I know.
Okay, what?
Michael Sage was born.
Yes, Queen. That is recent history, though. That bitch just turned 30. Can you believe it?
No.
Well, I mean, 30 for like the 20th time, but I mean, he's young and hip, and yeah. Anyway, today actually did have some sad things happen. Malcolm X was assassinated in 1965.
Oh, great.
Yeah, that's
having more fun stuff.
Well, yes, actually.
Okay.
The Rockefeller imposter in 1961 was convicted, and convicted felon was born. So yeah, Christian Karl, I'm not even going to pronounce that. Anyway, tried to pass himself off as an American blue blood, born in Germany, and well, he got caught. Anyway, let's see. The Washington Monument in 1885 was dedicated. Dolly Parton, 1981, cements her crossover success as 9 to 5 hits #1. Do you know what a fucking gift she is to this world? I just gotta say, it's such an amazing gift that I have to cuss, because she is just, I don't know, like a beacon of light. If ever there was going to be an angel that met you on the other side, if you believe in the other side, it would be her. I'm just saying. Anyway, also, Karl Marx publishes the Communist Manifesto in 1848. Henry Kissinger begins secret negotiations with the North Vietnamese in 1970. Dick Button, Dick, wins second Olympic figure skating gold in 1952. Hey, there was the Battle of Verdi in 1862. And don't forget that President Nixon arrived in China for talks in 1972. Oh, guess what? In 1948, NASCAR was founded. NASCAR. I know you love your cars. Anyway, Japanese Prime Minister found himself a military czar, makes himself military czar in 1944. And finally, in 1918, Allied troops captured Jericho. Wow. That's a lot of stuff that happened this day. I'm tired just thinking about it.
I'm tired too, but for a different reason.
Yeah, no, I mean, I have always said to anybody who has asked, they say, how's Tom? And I'm like, that bitch is tired. Okay, let's go into Check-A-Day. This one's a little bit shorter. Today we celebrate card reading, mother language, or international mother language, I guess. Being grain-free, sticky buns, which for those watching my lovely video of Tom and I have sticky buns behind.
No one's watching. I checked the numbers.
Yeah, actually creators get the actual numbers. So
okay.
what you see is different. Anyway, it's also President's Day, and some of that we celebrate and others we don't. Also, it's single tasking day. What are you tasking me with? I'm single. Anyway. No, nothing. Okay. Yeah, we'll leave that for you later. All right, moving on. You want to lead? You want to go? Yeah.
No. It's just
okay. Anyway, today's affirmation is my garden of affirmations is bearing fruit. I could go for a good cobbler. Well, it's time for birthdays. Guess what? It's Michael Sage's birthday. Yay! Also, I'm pretty sure that we mentioned that Tim Maru, his birthday, Lacey and Michael George's birthday, daddy, birthday. So I just don't remember if we said anything about how wonderful it is.
how wonderful what all is.
Okay, moving on. Today is, we wish happy birthday to Sandra and, of course, Michael. And upcoming, Dean, Daryl, IJ, Q, Michael, Patrick Plain. Oh, Patrick Plain. He's a member of the universe. Also, we have Ronnie, Bryce, Christian, Paul, Steve, Dylan, Shelly, and Robert, aka Auntie Cruiser, who is going to be 55 years young. Alrighty, moving on.
Wait.
What?
People need to be warned
Oh, here we go.
that coming up in March is Bacon Month.
I know.
It's important that they're prepared. Now, we will record on the 28th and remind you again, but March is Kathy Bacon Month.
And she needs to be showered with gifts and cards and flowers and gummy bears and
love and praise.
Well, that too. Maybe a new treadmill, a couple of recumbent bikes. Anyway, and also April will be Nephi month. Yay! Well, there was nothing in our feedback, sadly, But we do have some Chub hugs to send out, and I want to start with sending Wendy, formerly of the Cocktails and Cream Puffs podcast. Why, yes, that is 4 words. But we want to send Wendy a lot of love. Her brother passed, so I know she was having a rough time with that. Also, Mark and Ed marks the 2-year anniversary of their pup passing. And I want to send Chub hugs out to Archer for reaching 1,400 podcasts. 1,400 podcasts. It's just amazing. And well, I mean, not that amazing because, you know, Big Fatty's well over 300,000.
300,000?
Well, okay, 3,000. It just feels like more. Anyway, and then of course, big hug out to Christopher R. Just because. Hope you're having a good day. How about you? What you got?
Well, last week I had mentioned a hug to our friend whose pup might have passed and did.
Yeah.
So, and unfortunately, it was on Valentine's Day. I always hate when things happen on. I mean, granted, it's not a holiday, but it sure can spoil the holiday forever.
It really can.
You know, because that it's like honey passed on the 7-Eleven day.
Oh.
And that's when you can get the free Slurpees from 7-Eleven. So, but I always know it now. I always remember it because something was tied to that day. And so, yeah, it's weird. It's like when people die on like Christmas or Christmas Eve and, you know, Betty White on, you know, it's just.
Yeah, you remember it does. It makes it brings it a little tinge of sadness to it. But you never forget it. That's for sure. I still know, even without holidays, I still remember all the days that the pups and stuff that we had passed. And the kitties too. I don't want to forget them. I love them very, very much.
Well, you remember Elvis died on the August 15th, but his burial was August 18th. So on my birthday, I had to watch goddamn Elvis's funeral on all the stations because remember, we didn't have that many back in those days.
Right.
So it's like you couldn't escape it.
Well, and not only was he buried on your birthday, but we have a friend who he was born on their birthday. So
well, that's kind of cool.
Is it?
Well, it's more cool than the day that you know. It's like I remember I had the day off when the Challenger exploded. And it's like I had planned a full day of watching all sorts of television, and then it was over.
Yeah.
Dead people in space. There goes my programmings.
That actually really affected me as a kid. It was something big. And then I know that we have a few people that we know who were when Kennedy was shot. That was their birthday. That kind of imploded everything. All right. Well, now that we've cheered everyone up, current topics. Winter Olympics. Yes. Well, the Finnish cross skier suffers a frozen penis in the 50-kilometer race. Remy Lindholm needs a heat pack after finishing 28th. When it started to warm up, the pain was unbearable.
See, you should have just put it in your mouth and warmed it slowly.
I think it would have still been painful. Anyway, let's see. An Illinois teen was arrested after breaking into his neighbor's home and trying to kill him because he's gay. He faces preliminary charges of hate crime, attempted first-degree murder, aggravated battery, aggravated unlawful restraint, and home invasion. The 19-year-old began hitting the 60-year-old victim on his face, head, and body with a pipe wrench and saying, "You're gay, you're evil, and I'm going to kill you." A record 7.1% of adults in the US identify as LGBT, which doubles the percentage from 10 years ago. Generation Z, especially, fueled the increase, with nearly 21% of 18 to 25-year-olds identifying as LGBTQ+, which is nearly double the proportion of millennials born between 1981 and 1996, who do so according to the Gallup poll, and the gap widens further when compared to older generations. One thing that I had a comment on about this story is, number one, a lot more people were afraid to come out when they were older, in the older generations. And number two, how many crossover parts of the generations do we have, particularly in the boomers, of people that died of AIDS? It basically decimated our community. So when they're like, oh, well, there's really only 4.1% of the population, it's like, yeah, and how much of a percent of our population died?
Well, and they also use the word identify.
Exactly.
So a lot of older people still don't identify as gay.
Yep. I still think that the 18 to 25-year-olds that are coming out and saying that they're, about 21%, I still think that about 21%, about 20% of people are queer in some form. So just saying.
But that's the other thing, because they're just going, gay or lesbian. Okay.
Right. And not only that, but this is like, a Gallup poll. So you're asking, like, I don't know, a couple hundred people and then extrapolating it from that.
Right.
That's ridiculous. Anyway.
Did you know that 50% of the city of Palm Springs identifies as gay?
I'm not surprised. Have you seen their, anyway, no, but that's where we go to retire, isn't it? That's what I was told.
Too
Straight
hot.
people go to Florida, gay people go.
Too hot.
Tell me about it. I would melt there and leave a great big puddle. But now, Tom wants to talk to you about.
Well, I will warn you that I didn't do a whole lot this week except for watch Nuke's top 5 scary video caught on camera.
Oh.
I mean, it's become an obsession because he's got like 6-7 years weekly shows.
Wow.
So it's just like this morning I got up and I started watching the news. I'm like, let's watch some videos. So I probably this morning I spent like 3 hours already on YouTube, and as soon as I get off here, I'm going to go back and watch some more. But I've got so much shit to watch, you just wouldn't believe. Fortunately, Sean's going to be off the next few days, which I can only watch a few in the morning before he wakes up. But it has become.
Has it gotten to the point where it's not scaring you as much anymore?
Well, I'll tell you, you still get the creeps. You still get the creeps every time there's a noise. Like today, it's kind of windy. So, if you hear something, it's like, what's that? And I still have this horrible fantasy, not fantasy, but thing that keeps crossing my mind that I'm going to be doing this show and you're going to be going, I thought you said Sean wasn't in the house.
Oh.
So, yeah. Because they always catch the best stuff when you're like not looking, or they're talking, like the TikTok videos, See, because I could just see you going, whose head's peeking out of the bedroom? Is that Sean? No, Sean's not home.
Yeah. Well, you never know what's going to happen.
But I've already told nobody gets in the bedroom. Honey, Sean, and myself. No one else in the bedroom. I actually had this thought. I was, I was probably laying in bed. I probably wasn't asleep, but I had this thought of something like grabbing me while I was in bed, like from up the side of the bed, and then I grab it and haul it out of the from underneath the bed and kick its ass in the hallway and go, nobody comes in the bedroom.
Good. No,
that's really good, because that's me standing my ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had to do that with that theater ghost once.
Yeah.
So,
So I've been watching. Have you seen Pivoting yet? It's on right
no,
after.
not yet. Mm-mm.
I think you should really give it a try. It's pretty darn funny.
Okay.
It's about three, like just over 40 women whose other best friend. The four of them were best friends since like childhood. Their best friend just died, and so now they're all kind of figuring out what they're doing with their life. But it's quite hilarious. There's one's a lesbian who just broke up on a long-term relationship. The other's like a host of a food program, and the other one is a housewife who wants badly to cheat on her husband because she hates her life. And so, and that's the girl who played Snow White in that
Oh, right.
ABC show. And so anyway, it's quite funny. I've been catching up on it on Hulu because I don't get commercials, and I also don't have to see commercials for You Got Cat or whatever that show's called.
Call me Cat. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. RuPaul's Drag Race. It's another. I just don't know how they can just crank out good seasons one after another. But Sacramento finally won this week.
Yes, Queen.
And it was fun show.
Good.
Let's see. Big Brother Carson went home, and this is Celebrity Big Brother.
Right.
So what happened was Karl is a little fucker.
Yeah.
And so and he's really playing hard, and I think he's going to screw himself in the long run, but we'll see. But he convinced Carson and Cynthia, who they were kind of a team. She's a housewife. Convinced the two of them that their third person was really playing both sides and would jump ship on them at any moment, and they totally fell for it. Got rid of the I think her name was Shauna, and got rid of her. And so yesterday, after they got rid of Carson on Friday, and on Saturday, TMZ goes, Carson gives a million apologies out to his teammate who he forced out, and then found out that Karl had manipulated everyone. And it said, oh, there's going to be some jury management going on now. We'll see what happens to Mr. Hall.
Well, Twitter was very, very upset with Todrick.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I don't know, this might damage his career, frankly, because especially after, so apparently Shayna, whatever her name was, told him about like the most horrifying moment of her life. Do you remember any of this? Which
No.
was like, it was like a break-in or attack or something like that. And the guy that was like stalking her or something was like humming this little song or something like that. And so then when she was leaving the building, he said something like, like, oh, please forgive me or something, and then started humming that little song. And like Twitter freaked the fuck out. They are out for his blood.
Yeah, well, that's okay. He'll be out in a few days, one way or another.
Well, I know that. I love him, but now.
Well, no, it's on these shows. Somebody's got to be the bad guy, and it's going to be him.
Yeah.
And you know what? Everybody's talking about Karl.
Yeah.
So no, the old adage, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Mm-hmm.
There really isn't. I mean, sure, if you're Me Too, that's bad publicity. But if it's you're being a fucker on Big Brother, it's all right. Come on, it's no one's going to care. They don't care the day after. I mean, right after they leave, they're so angry, and then they're talking to Julie outside, going, "Oh well, it's just a game."
Yeah.
So, okay, now the show, The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window. Okay, it's an 8-part show. This has it's got, and I always Kristen Bell stars in it. She plays the woman in the house, and I'll tell you, they're right around 30 minutes an episode. So on the weekend, if you haven't started it, or you have started it, just binge through it.
Okay.
And I'm not the kind that usually says this,
Right.
but you can watch the entire first season in 4 hours, and you don't. I wish somebody had told me that, so I wouldn't have had the distractions of 2 or 3 days before I watch the next one, because it's just delightful.
Okay.
Just completely fun and funny, and the great twists and turns in it that you would never really expect, and so it's well worth seeing, first of all, but better, I think, if you watch it all at one time, because there's all sorts of clues and all sorts of things that happen. So the woman woman in the house across the street from the girl in the window, watch it, and it's Netflix. Let's see. Watched another Fairview, which is the Marjorie Taylor Greene cartoon.
Okay.
And it's the second episode wasn't quite as upsetting as the first one. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's still kind of funny, and I want to see where it goes. I'll see where it goes.
Okay.
South Park this week, what happened was Eric Cartman's mother got a job, and he wasn't he goes, guys, somebody hired my stupid mom. She has no skills and she got a job. What the fuck? And that meant he doesn't have somebody to take care of him all along. So he gets a job as a realtor, and because she got a job as a realtor. And so he's just constantly trying to ruin the realty business in South Park to get her to be fired, basically.
Wow.
And what happens is all these people from the city are moving into South Park. Doesn't that sound familiar? And so the problem is that they have the one of the Asian members of the city board. He's got, let's say, dialogue that sounds like something was misinterpreted at one of the Pride 48s, and he's like, they're talking about the city people, but he keeps going, the shitty people are coming in, shitty people.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you're totally offended, but what's funny about it is the city people are shitty people anyway. So it's a little play on words that works over and over again all through the episode. And Eric's just an asshole in the show, and it's quite funny. But what happens is when they come in, all these city people, or the shitty people, they're all going, the kids are going, hey, what's the Wi-Fi? Where's Wi-Fi? And they're going, Tesla, Wi-Fi, St. Croix, Tesla, and just everything that's considered snobby and shit like that. They keep repeating over and over again. They can't even talk to each other because they're just doing that.
Gotcha.
Tesla. And which is funny because Sean swears he's going to buy a Tesla, and I'm like, okay, that makes you a shitty people. So, while you're rooting for Todd Recall. Anyway, so that was fun. There's a show called Stand Up on Netflix. They just brought out 6 new people. Well, they had the girl from Saturday Night Live, and Brian had warned me about this. She's the one that does like a really good Dolly Parton. So she does a lot of voices. She's really talented with her voice work, but she's doing characters that, my grandmother comes in and it's like, I don't care what your grandmother talks like. I don't know your grandma. Don't tell me stories about your family and do voices. I don't know that they're good voices or not. And it just, the whole thing was just like, this is stupid and boring. What is wrong? You get an opportunity like this, you're doing crap. And then they had this other guy who shows up. He's got this long straight hair. He's got what I hope are fake teeth in, a baseball cap. And he's he's telling jokes, but very dry jokes.
Okay.
And he's not moving much. And I'm like, is this character? Are you playing a character? I couldn't get it. Couldn't get it. Didn't understand. Although I do have tickets for 2 shows in April. Josh Wolf, who is cute,
Yeah.
he's coming to Punchline, and then Kyle Dunnigan, he's
Yeah.
the guy online that does the Donald Trump stuff. He does the the Caitlyn Jenner, oh baby, yeah, baby. Yeah. He does these great, he does the whole Kardashian thing. It's very,
Okay.
very funny. I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, start a new show called Inventing Anna because a
Oh, right.
certain one of our listeners said it's the best show ever, and so far it's really darn good. I only saw the first episode because we had hockey and Olympics all weekend. So
What is that on?
that's on
Netflix?
Netflix as well, and
Okay.
it's about this girl has been arrested for basically kind of going in and taking advantage of hotels and famous people, saying that she's like this niece of some German emperor or something. She's got like this bullshit history, and so the story is finding out how much of it's true and how much of it is just she's a fucking psychopath that has created this weird past, and it's a journalist trying to find out what's real and what's not real. And it's just the girl who plays the heiress or supposed heiress is she's so, you want to watch her because she reminds me a lot of Trump, because she doesn't quite, like, she keeps the first episode, she keeps telling the reporter that she needs to get the VIP room. And she goes, well, the problem with the VIP room is I have to go through so many more steps to get the VIP room. And she goes, yeah, but if we get in the VIP room, then we have a room by ourselves. And and we don't have to sit out here with these people. And so she's like, it's a constant, I'm better than this. You got to treat me like the successful person. It's really weird. It's really weird. But it was good. Marvelous Miss Maisel, it just came back to Prime, and if you haven't seen it, start at the beginning. This is an excellent show, funny, about a female stand-up comic during the late 50s who basically comes close to Lenny Bruce type humor. And Lenny Bruce ended up in jail many a time for talking the way he did. And even though she's not really based on a person, it's just this really great show. And on HBO and on Hulu, they just brought Kingsman. The new Kingsman movie is just out on both those
Yes.
places. So if you haven't seen that, which I haven't, I'm looking forward to it. I really enjoyed the first 2 Kingsmen, so I'm looking forward to seeing this one. So I think that's about it for me.
Okay.
Oh, I did make some monkey bread. Remember that monkey bread I was telling you about?
Yes.
I think the macadamia nuts had gone bad.
Oh no.
It's just, they had a bitterness to them. So it's white chocolate macadamia monkey bread, and it was kind of, if you pulled the nuts off and just ate the white chocolate covered monkey bread, it was pretty tasty.
Good. Well, I mean, that's good. It just, I haven't had it in so long. The first time I ever had it was actually one that you got in the store, the little one, and then you bake it. And I was really impressed and happy and loved it. It was wonderful. Anyway, okay, well, I guess that's me. I just went ahead and went over to Netflix and added Anna. And, well, I mean, I already had the woman in the window in the chair of the season across the street. So I had that in there. Remember Woo Assassins? It was a 1 season on Netflix. It was it was kind of almost a gang type thing with the Asian. It was very Asian and what's the word? You know, the not karate, but you know, all the martial arts and stuff like that. Anyway, if you look it up on Netflix, you'll see it. If you haven't seen it, it's worth a watch. It's pretty good. It goes very mystical kind of at the ending, a little too surreal, I think, for me. But I noticed that it just popped up in my Netflix, and I was like, "Oh, is there a season 2?" Well, I haven't seen there's a season 2, but it
Oh, I
popped.
remember this. This was good.
Yeah, and I'm
Take
like,
place in San
okay,
Francisco, and
yeah,
it was yeah, it was all kind of mystical, and
yeah.
um, so is there a new season?
Well, that no, and that's like, but if they're making it pop up, maybe they're gearing up for a new season. I would
Well,
like that.
well, you just see they've got one called Fistful of Vengeance that just started. It's a movie
No,
on Netflix, and it's an hour and 36 minutes, brand new movie. It looks like it is from somewhere else.
okay,
I don't know where that is, but the cast um, is not recognizable, and it is called a martial arts movie action adventure. So
okay,
I've got that on my list too, because that I love. I grew up. Well, I grew up with a brother who loved watching those movies.
hmm,
So you kind of had to. It was on, and in those days you couldn't distract yourself with Game Boy or
yeah,
iPads, or so it was on, and he would make noises all during the show, and and like
oh,
take coasters and fling them at me like they're the stars that
yeah, Ninja Star or whatever.
yes, Ninja Star. Thank you. Yeah. So
Cool. Okay.
that is my life. So now I kind of enjoy them now that I don't have to listen to him make noises.
Yes. Yeah. Well, let's see. So I did not watch very much this week, or really do that much this week. It was a very odd time for me.
I know, because you're watching Nuke's top 5 so much. I have the same problem.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I think that would disturb me. So what I did watch, How I Met Your Father, is very cute. It's this one really started to delve into like the couple jealousy, this and that type thing. I almost think that it's almost moving a little fast, but it's cute, and I'm liking the guy that she's dating, the school principal guy.
Oh, you mean the guy from
Yes,
uh,
where?
he's the son of Tom Hanks in Turner and
Oh,
Hooch.
yeah, there's that. But he was in something else that I was racking my brain to remember, and I didn't look it up. But yeah, he's growing on me. He's cute. So it's a nice little show. Single Drunk Girl. I'm actually really liking the show a lot, and I'll tell you from the first 2 episodes, I was like, okay, I'm gonna kind of slug through this just to see where it goes. But I'm actually really enjoying it, and I like the recovery angle that they're putting
Drake
in.
and Josh.
Huh?
Drake and Josh.
Mm,
No. How about Fuller House? No, he did only 2 episodes there. Let's
no,
see.
no.
I'm trying to think of what you might have known him from.
Yeah, I don't know, but let's see. And then there's like I said, Single Drunk Female is actually really good. I like that it is doing the recovery angle, but it's also very realistic. And the only thing is, though, is I'm just waiting for her to end up falling off the way,
Oh yeah.
having to restart, and it's going to be hard to watch because it is actually nice to see her kind of get her life kind of back together and deal with things like, I can't write unless I'm drunk. I've known people that can't really.
Oh, I do better when I'm high or drunk.
Right, exactly. So that it's an interesting angle, and I like that the other characters are kind of getting developed a little bit more too. Although I still feel like the transgender character is just very one note. I come in, I say a couple bitchy lines, and I leave. Sure, that works for the show, but I don't know. I'd like some more depth from that character. Like, who the fuck are you? And
Wait, what about the whole episode where they on the St. Patrick's Day episode?
well, that was fun. No, that was fun, but I still didn't get a feeling like I know her story, their story.
Well, girl, yeah,
It-
sorry that they're not squeezing the whole orange out for you.
well, no, it's only six episodes in. It'll get there, I'm sure. But it's like I like the show enough that I want more, and
Okay.
so that means that they're doing a good job. Let's see. Of course, so I did watch the new episode of Call Me Kat, and finally, I mean, it's just like it's a show that like it's not me defending to you. No, it really is good. It actually is good now. It's a good, solid show with some depth, and so I'm loving it more and more. I did watch. Do you remember? Did you see Raising Dion?
No.
Okay, do. I mean, get over the fact that a kid is like kind of the main focus of the show. It's not a kid's show. It's a really good superpower. Like, what happens when you're raising a kid that has a superpower and there's a big scary dark force coming out? They do a really good job. Well, season 2 just came out. I binged season 2 in 2 days because I am a binger, but also because it was that good. And they have some really good diverse characters. There's a lesbian character. There's just disabled character, differently abled, whatever it is now. It doesn't matter. It fits. Everything fits, and it doesn't feel forced. And another thing that's about this is that this is a predominantly Black driven show. Almost like all of a huge percent of the cast is Black. And I was thinking about it because I wasn't really paying attention to it until I realized, 20 years ago, this would have been labeled as a Black show. And now it's just labeled as sci-fi, a good sci-fi show. And I know that's kind of a weird distinction, but it made me happy. So anyway, go watch it. And I started watching season 1 of Call Me Kat again, and really appreciating season 2 even more. I started watching season 1 of One Day at a Time again. I showed my friend Heather episode 1, and she didn't really connect to it that much. She's like, "Well, it was fun, it was nice, but I didn't really, want to watch more." And so I started watching more, and I realized again, it was one of those things where it was like episode 3 or 4 before they really hit their like mark, and then it just got so good. I didn't watch The Gilded Age yet this week. Did you? I didn't hear you.
No, not yet, because there's been too much Olympics and hockey and Nuke's top 5.
Okay. And then finally, I did watch Kingsman last night. It is on Hulu, and I won't, there's really nothing for me to do a bunch of spoilers with for you. So I think that you'll really enjoy it. I liked it. I loved the first 2. I really liked this one, but it does not, it's deeper. And there was a part in it where I just got kind of torn up. That was just, so again, no spoilers, but as much comedy and fun as the first 2 had, this has that, but this has some real depth to it as well. And of course, you put Ray Fiennes in a movie where his another guy's licking his legs, and I'm just like, wow, thank you.
Spoiler alert.
Thank you. Oh, trust me, this is a spoiler you'll want to speed to. But yeah, anyway. All right. And that's just kind of where I was at. Like I said, it was a weird week. It was a little bit of a rough week, and here we are. All right. We want to remind you to be loud, be proud, be too much, and be you, Fat Marker Clothing wants those of us who've been told that we're too much of something, turn those negatives into positives. And you can do that by going over to fatmarkerclothing.com and using the code FMWildChub to get 20% off anything while you're over there. And I went to Julian's Facebook page today, and trust me, it was worth it. There's some really awesome photos and stuff that he was posting over there of his vacation. So, hey, you want to do some advice?
No.
Okay, we can skip
It's
it.
too long.
All right. So, hey, Chubs. No, I'm kidding. We're going to do advice. You just deal with it. This comes from Dear Prudy, slate.com. Go check them out. My wife of 15 years has always been more right-leaning than me.
How come when it's a man talking,
Mhm.
it's always a normal voice, but when it's a woman, it's always she's British?
All right, I will. British. It's not. I don't do British.
It's like
stupid.
When we were having tea out on the veranda.
Well, okay.
Or it's a voice that
My wife
Baranski would do.
Oh, I love that. My wife of 15 years has always been more right-leaning than me, but this has become much more pronounced since the 2016 election, and it just got worse during.
Divorce her.
That's what I'm saying too. I now hide who I'm voting for to avoid certain topics, to avoid setting her off. She wouldn't have gotten vaccinated except that our daughter forbade her to see our newborn grandsons until she was vaccinated. On many embarrassing occasions, she has refused or made a scene about putting on a mask. Recently, things came to a head when her targeting a mixed couple in our condo complex caused her to be publicly accused of racism and kicked off the HOA board. She left the virtual meeting in tears. She threw a tantrum about how unfairly she'd been treated. I pointed out that she had indeed been targeting them, digging up archaic rules to make them change their curtains or remove their barbecue, harassing them every time they had a family member over to stay, attempting to write a rule against signs in windows. They have a Black Lives Matter sign. She lashed out at me for failing to support her as a husband should. I said her behavior was mean-spirited and, yes, could be seen as racist. Well, she stayed at her sister's for a weekend. She returned, but we haven't talked about it. I miss not walking on eggshells around her. Our daughter has gotten wind of this and suggested counseling, but I don't know if my wife would listen. I can't get through to her. I barely recognize the woman I married, but at the same time, I can't imagine starting life over at 57. What should I do? Signed, feeling blue.
Divorce her.
Yeah, same. Yeah. She's done. She's not going to change, and she's going to get worse. And
but she's targeting neighbors that are mixed couples.
Yeah.
What next? Oh, the Jews living in the neighborhood. We've got to sell. We got to leave now. You know, it's like terrible.
Yeah, leave her.
Terrible.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Trust me. I don't care. You're 57. I'll marry you. Just get the fuck out.
There's something better out there for you.
Yeah.
Or maybe you just don't need anybody.
Right. That works too. But you don't need a big racist bitch throwing a tantrum because she got caught being a racist to your neighbors.
Well, not just that, it's everything else.
Yeah.
The mask, the tantrums about wearing a mask. She's a Karen.
I know. I was just going to say, he married a Karen. Yeah. Well, let's see what Dear Prudy has to say. I know the feeling of not wanting to start over is very real, but I want to try to talk you out of it. So many people find love and companionship at your age. Also, being alone and living peacefully without the kind of conflict you're dealing with might not be that bad. If your wife will agree to it, why don't you try a separation for a period of time longer than a weekend? I'm thinking 6 months to see how it might feel. I understand that none of this is easy as you love your wife and are deeply attached to her. And maybe since you always knew that she was right of you, her actual views aren't as bothersome to you as her unhinged behavior. which she might be able to temper if she understands the seriousness of the situation. But I just don't know if there's a way to change a person's deeply held beliefs and values and personality, even with counseling. If you decide to stay, you should try, out of respect for yourself, to resist walking on eggshells around her. Don't hide the way you feel, but also give up on changing her mind. That won't happen. This is the wife you're stuck with if you choose a miserable marriage over the unknown and all the possibilities for a better life. Somewhere over the rainbow. What I just yeah. Anyway, yeah. Oh, sorry. 57 ain't that bad. You get yourself out of there. You find somebody that is a decent human being. So, hey Chubs, were you in Little League?
Fuck you.
I know, right? Yeah.
I didn't do any sports. No sports. No Little League. No basketball. No. I mean, granted, we had to in school. I wasn't on a swim team. I didn't do cross country running. None of that.
Yeah. Me neither.
Drama and choir. That was me.
Hey Chubs, what was PE like for you?
Oh God. It didn't bother me too much in junior high because they didn't kind of insinuate that you need to shower. But I think I showered once, and it was because it was football and I was all muddy and gross, and I never did it again. And I didn't even swim because we had a swimming pool at the school, but I didn't even swim there because what the humiliations are going to come.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't do that. Nothing, none of it.
Yeah, PE was miserable. In fact, in 8th grade, I started skipping. I actually was one of those kids that skipped class, although I hung out in the library. So I don't know how, skippy that is. But yeah, couldn't stand it. Didn't want to do it. So there. Hated it. Except for when they played kickball. I was good at that. But fuck dodgeball.
Oh, God. I'll tell you
who they go for? Fat guys.
Oh, it's not even that. It's just, who thought of that as a proper game to teach kids?
Right.
Because it's basically Lord of the Flies with,
rubber
deflated balls.
Yeah. Stupid. Yeah. I wonder if they still do that. They probably
get
away with it. Do they?
Yes.
Anyway. All right. Oh, what is this? That's old stuff. All right, here we go. Hey, trivia question for you. Speaking of Little League, who is the highest paid baseball player ever? Yeah, I wouldn't have known either.
Oh, it was baseball.
Yeah, but take just a wild guess what the highest paid baseball player ever's salary is.
Now, is this a yearly salary?
I don't know if it's a yearly salary or it's their contract, which is that a year?
It could be anything.
Yeah. Anyway, highest paid fucker. So what do you think?
I have no idea.
Okay.
How can I know? You tell me, what's the highest salary? I don't know if it's for a year or 10 years. Or...
Okay, well, let's just say for the term that they're contracted to one team, for however the fuck that is.
That's not the way it works, but just tell me.
Okay. So it's Max Scherzer from the New York Mets, and his contract was for $43,333,333. Now, I hear some people complaining about how sports figures are way overpaid, and I'm like, what the fuck ever? They got to do their thing. It's all good. And then I see a baseball player whose contract is $43 million. I'm just like, maybe they're right. Anyway, so But if he's single, I'll marry him for that much damn money. All right. Just throwing it out there. Well, what's in your lunchbox?
I already looked. Because
And
they're already on Facebook.com, Chubs Gone Wild.
yes, that is awesome. I'm glad you remembered that. Now I know you had some chicken strips. How were those?
No, I had chicken sandwiches.
Oh, you had a chicken sandwich. I thought that you had some chicken strips.
Oh, no, that was just chicken.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's from Popeyes, so it's always good.
yeah.
And it was great. The best part was that it's the $5 box, but you can only get the $5 box. Well, you can't get any more, but you could only get it if you ordered it online and picked it up in the delivery window. And it was for $5. You got 2 pieces of chicken, breast and a wing. You got 2 orders of Cajun fries and a biscuit. And what happened was when I went there, they put the fries inside the box with the chicken. So they gave me 2 more orders of fries. So I got 4 orders of Cajun fries, the chicken and the biscuit. And I mean, it was to the point of where I couldn't finish all the fries and had to come back later and finish them. Because there was so much. It was so beautiful.
And do you dip your fries?
No.
See, I usually don't, but if I do, especially the restaurant fries, I like to dip them in some mayo. I just think that's really yummy. And people are like, yeah, it's ketchup, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what the fuck do you think like potato salad's made out of? Mayonnaise goes with fries. Anyway.
Well, and it's also, okay, you know what you do? You say, it's not mayonnaise. I use an aioli on them. And they go,
there you go.
Oh, fancy.
Exactly. I should do that. I went to Dos Coyotes a couple days ago and had one of their chicken quesadillas, and way overpriced. It was good though, but the chicken, there was a piece of chicken that was so charred because they grill their chicken there, that was so charred that it was like a chunk of charcoal that I had to actually take out because it was like really weird. Anyway, well, let's see what Mr. Moose had in his lunchbox. He needed a snack to hold him over till lunch. I will be your snack. I'll be your whole buffet.
Oh. I mean, uck you, not uck him.
Oh, thank you. That makes me feel better.
Sure.
That is a BLT on toasted wheat bread and a side of crinkle cut fries.
And oh my God, how dare him use mayonnaise on it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's I'll tell you, mayonnaise with tomato and bacon. Oh my God.
I know, right?
It's like a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
And it does have to be toasted, at least slightly toasted.
I agree. Not my favorite fries. I like skinny fries. Well, I like chubby fries. Anyway, they are.
That's a good thing about the Cajun fries at Popeye. They're shoestring potatoes, and they're kind of coated in something that's not really spicy. It's warm, but it's not hot spicy. Mm-hmm. But they're so good. They're so good.
I mean, you're probably gonna have to run get them after the show.
The deal's over.
Oh.
Did you know that right now on the McDonald's app, you can get a free, any fries. They say you can any size fries for free with a $1 purchase.
Oh, that sounds absolutely freaking lovely.
Yeah, that's on the app. So I can get my regular 2 McChicken sandwiches and fries that are free. So it's like a $3.50 lunch.
That's beautiful.
You got to look at McDonald's and Popeyes have the best deals on the rewards thing.
Oh, I have the Popeyes app right here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they always have something pretty decent priced.
Flounder fish sandwich.
Yeah, that's their one they're pushing. They just started today. Actually, it was a couple days ago. Sean wanted chicken tenders. Mm-hmm. He wanted 3 tenders combo meal, and it's like it was $9.99. But if I got it through the special offer, I'd get it for $6.
Nice.
So they got some good deals.
Well, Moose goes on to say, but sandwich hit the spot. Bacon was thick cut and perfect balance of crispy while still flavorful.
Yum. And then he had what is this? Is it like cashew chicken or?
Wanted something a little lighter today, so I ordered chicken and broccoli.
Okay.
I know, boring. I don't think it's boring.
No.
I think it's great. Let's see. Phoenix Dave wrote in and said, once again, they were out of the Boyd. You have to throw words in that I'm not familiar with. Boyden collage. All right. So I had to settle for a plain cheese and sausage collage. And please let me know if I'm pronouncing that right. I wanted to go Karen. I wanted to go Karen on them, but I didn't. I just bit my tongue. And don't complain about the Queen Anne cherries. I love them, and they are on sale after Valentine's Day. $1.50 per box. Yeah, I think you paid about $1 too much, but anyway. Now, if you like,
as long as they're not 3 or 4 years old, they're pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean, I don't personally like chocolate covered cherries and stuff like that, but I know a lot of people that do, so I ain't knocking it if you like it.
I'll tell you, if you get really good chocolate covered cherries, they're good. They really are good.
You remember the
yes, the Rocky Roads, the big, they look like a pile of shit.
Yes, in the store, the candy bar with the cherry in the middle and the all. I liked those.
Sure, it was all candy.
Filler. Yeah. I just I think it's something to do with like the syrup or something.
Well, it's what happens is it's once it gets too old, it's like honey, how honey crystallizes.
Uh-huh.
Well, the syrup will start to crystallize. That's why I said if they're 2 or 3 years old, then they're not as good as they are when they're fresh. When they're fresh, and that syrup is just melt in your mouth kind of syrup, and the cherry still has a little bit of crunch to it. And the chocolate is a better, decent chocolate. Chocolate covered cherries are really good.
Yeah. Well, thank you both, Mr. Moose and Mr. Dave, for sending in those. We really appreciate them. All right. And by the way, the collage, which I still think I'm pronouncing wrong, looked really good.
Whatever. Yeah, I'd be curious to find out what the bread is. Because is it a more of a, because it looks like basically it looks like a bagel hot dog like a Polish or something. So I'm wondering if that's more of a bagel-y kind of breading, or if it's more just regular bread, or
even it could
cornbread or something,
sourdough or something. But
yeah,
it just like right now something like that would like hit the spot for how I feel.
So I'm kind of curious on how they're what's inside them, and what was the one that he really wanted.
I haven't heard that before. Wait, I wonder if I could actually do this. Let's see.
Just says it's a plain cheese and sausage, whatever it's called. Kulaka. No, that's a chicken's ass. Yeah. Something like that.
Contains pastry. Okay, what is it made of? The Cajun sausage stuffed loosely with pork rice and a variety of herbs and spices.
Oh.
Huh. That's interesting. I will have to really investigate.
But it doesn't say what the breading is? Pastry?
It just says like a puffy dough.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here's pictures where it's all sorts of different. Anyway, maybe Dave will write in and tell us how to do it. Yeah. Oh, and let's see here.
Kolache.
Okay, so it's pronounced kolache.
Okay, and he's actually in Phoenix?
Well, I think so. I don't. You know what? I don't think so.
Well, because I've just never heard of them.
Yeah.
And I would think that, because West Coast food is kind of very similar.
Hmm.
And I'm wondering if this is something, like you only get in Tennessee or Maine. It's like, how you have like a poor boy sandwich, and you have what are the other ones called? The hoagie. You
Right. Yeah.
and yeah, there's all the different names for basically the same thing.
Right.
So this looks kind of like it may be like a corn dog for a certain area.
It's apparently it's a Czechoslovakian or
Hmm.
Polish. Yeah, I see Polish in Czechoslovakia. So
Okay.
yeah, kolache. I learned something new. Okay, well, that brings us to asking you to please send us an email at chubsgonewild@gmail.com. Leave us a comment on chubsgonewild.com. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/chubsgonewild. Watch our videos over at YouTube. Just go over and search for Chubs Gone Wild. Also, please consider becoming a patron of the show over at patreon.com/MattBurlingame. And find Tom's movie and TV reviews at swannerandjudd.com. Find their podcasts in iTunes and on iHeartRadio. And for more about my books, just go over to justkisstheguy.com and check out my other podcast at BigGaySexShow.com.
Hey, you could do better than that.
BigGaySexShow.com.
Okay.
And give us a call at
408-69 Chubs.
Girl. You know it. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us for another fun show. And we look forward to your feedback. And tell us what you're going to do for St. Patrick's Day. If you do anything, are you one of those people that do the whole, what is it, cabbage and cornstalk or
And bar hopping, or are you one that stays inside and goes, I'm not getting a 401, no, a DUI? 401? What is that?
What is it? Corned beef and
Corned beef and cabbage, yeah.
Or are you just like, don't care? So we want to know. All right. Thank you for joining us, and we will catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.